We love a guy that's just like, I'm going to go get you. I'm going to get you, girl.
I know men are going to be like, you want me? Just listen for a second.
Oh, boy.
Sit down, okay? And listen to me. Men don't seek out women anymore.
We're your besties in your ear. Back for another episode of Mean Girl Pod.
Welcome back to Mean Girl Pod.
Not another episode? Do it again.
Welcome back to another episode of Mean Girl Pod. That was just me kidding the first time.
That was funny. I couldn't stop laughing. I'm like, oh, knee slapper. We're in my backyard. Welcome to Oklahoma. Watch on YouTube.
You just read my mind.
Did I?
Yeah.
I read our minds out loud together.
I was about to be like, you better go to YouTube so you can see one, Alex's house, and two, us outside.
Us outside.
Drinking some
Pink Whitney. You got Pink Whitney in that cup. And let me tell you what. If you don't know that this podcast is sponsored by Pink Whitney, our Instagram story is so many dots long right now because Pink Whitney, we are the one and only. Oklahoma City is a hangover today.
Yes.
Because we had the best meetup ever last night, sponsored by them, and we shot so many shots.
So many.
How many do you think?
I think I probably had maybe like 5 to 10.
That's such a wide range. That's so wide. 5 to 10 is literally double. Like 5. That's like 20 or 40.
I would say probably 8. I had 8.
That's a nice median.
Yeah. What about you?
I think I had 9.
You got to one up me.
I was whatever you said. I was just gonna you could have said 15. I'd be like 16 probably.
We also had the Pink Whitney lemon drop shots, which were phenomenal as well, with the sugar on the rim. I had a lot of those too.
The sugar on the rim. Additionally, I'd like to make a case for iced tea and Pink Whitney because you can't taste the Pink Whitney.
I would like to make a case for the rum shot of limon and Pink Whitney because that was incredible.
You did want to make that case. We taste tested every drink. Like, okay, can we talk about something actually?
Sure.
I would like to talk about people going above and beyond.
Okay.
Because the guy, Alex, at VZDs, reached out to us and he's like, I'm making a Mean Girl burger. We're like, we're going to come. And he just, it's like, how you do anything is how you do everything. Mm-hmm. And if that's true for him, like full-blown overachiever. And it's just like, if everybody did everything in life with that level of energy, this world would be a highly productive place.
If you just went a little above and beyond in your daily life, you would achieve so much more.
Just if you just take what is wrong?
Those were so. That was like very wise of you. Extremely wise.
I'm usually not the wise one.
You just resaid what I said. Like it was my point.
Oh really?
Yes.
I just stole the words out of her mouth and remixed it.
What
Remixed.
I said how you do anything is how you do everything, and you guys let that one go, and she rewords it. And you guys are like novel. No,
it's because you say wise things every day. I say wise things once a week.
Correct.
it was what I just said.
but you're just too wise for your own good.
You're too wise that you're like no longer wise.
And I'm not wise enough, so when I say something wise, it's like
I can't get over that she wordsmithed my sentence.
She really tricked me.
I was like, whoa, and I'm like, no way.
No, but what you
Fake it till
said
you
was
make it.
nice. That was nice. And it's true.
fake it till you make it.
If you're not cheating, you are not trying.
True. If you are not cheating, you are not trying.
Novel.
I was trying to reword that in my brain, but I couldn't, so I just copied exactly what you said to see if anyone would catch on.
What was your favorite part of the meetup?
Okay, so first of all, yeah, shout out to VZD's. Sick place in Oklahoma. Like, such an incredible atmosphere and vibe. The people there are awesome. Oklahoma is my second favorite place.
You love Oklahoma, and I love that you love it.
It's incredible here. I think my favorite thing about the meetup is how kind everyone was. Like, the people in Oklahoma, you guys are so nice.
The people are truly like that. We always say that that's what makes it here is the people.
Like, we met people, and I felt like I'd known them my entire life, and I was having conversations with them, and they were telling us stories about how they've shot their shot, things that have changed in their life due to listening to the Mean Girl Pod, and I mean, it was incredible. I felt like I've known these girls and guys forever.
It was a meaningful meetup, like talking to people and hearing them. It wasn't just like, oh my God, I wanted to see you guys. It was like, okay, I took this away from the podcast, or I'm here because you've impacted me. And there was of course we were playing beer pong and like taking shots, but there was a lot of depth to the meetup, which was cool.
And I feel like if I like can visualize each of the people there that we spoke to.
Yes.
Because the conversations were meaningful. They weren't just like, oh my God, great to see you, bye. It was like, let me tell you a story about how X, Y, and Z happened because I listened to this part of the pod.
Totally. My takeaway from it was, okay, so the day before the day of the meetup, we were all like, no one's coming. Why did we do this? And we were so nervous and scared. But right before when we got there, we had like a little powwow and we were like, this is what it feels like to do something scared. Like we're afraid of this. And like we're so far outside of our comfort zone. And it was really rewarding. Even if one person came, like we would never regret doing it. But I was like, oh my God, I want to crawl out of my skin.
It was so much fun. And another one of my favorite things was the topics we got from the meetup.
Yes, let's do them.
Okay.
But before we get into the topics, let's talk about the Pink Whitney sweepstakes.
The Springcation sweepstakes?
Let's talk about it. Okay, you guys, as you know, Pink Whitney is doing an awesome giveaway happening. It's the Springcation sweepstakes. One lucky winner will receive an epic South Beach, Florida Springcation for them and 3 friends. So we could win and take all of us, and we could take somebody from the meetup. 12 secondary prize winners will receive home staycation prizes from the Pink Whitney team. That's actually incredible. Okay, all you need to do to enter is enter your contact info, show off a photo of your ultimate springcation, and describe your ideal spring getaway. Enter anytime before April 25th, so you still have plenty of time. Enter at pinkwhitney.com today and take your shot with Pink Whitney.
Woo!
Favorite
Okay.
topic?
So one of our favorite topics that came from the Mean Girl Pod meetup last night was this girl came up to us and she's like, you never talk about balls. We were like, okay.
Well, yes, we do, but
But we can. And she was saying how a lot of men are unsanitary in the ball department where they maybe don't shave properly or clean them properly. And she was saying it's very disrespectful because guys like balls in their mouth, but why would a girl put a ball in their mouth if it's not clean?
here's my first question. How much hair is on a ball typically? On a ball, a set of balls. I have a friend, nope, named Un, because he only has one ball.
Oh,
Well, his nickname is Un.
okay. You're going to finish.
No, that was just a side thought. Okay, so how much hair? How much hair typically is on like a set of balls? And does it vary?
I think it varies. I mean, it's similar to, I would assume, the regular pubic hair section where it's the same amount of hair. You can just choose if you want to shave it more or less. And I think guys just get lazy. And I think it's disrespectful because it's like if a woman is supposed to shave every inch of her body for a man, why can't a guy just go a little above and beyond and clean those balls up for us?
But I just don't understand. Okay, this is my first thing. Don't some guys not mind if you're like cleanly shaven down there?
Yeah. So I don't think a lot of guys actually mind.
But they probably don't. Okay, so for the balls, ideally they are shaven. Like fully cleanly shaven.
In a perfect world, but I would say more times than not, they're usually not.
How hairy are these?
I mean,
I don't know that I've encountered it.
so I think,
Like, what's the length of one hair that you're thinking of?
yeah, so like I genuinely think if a guy cleans himself up down there, that means he respects you more. Like if you're hooking up with a guy, especially if you're hooking up with a guy regularly and they don't think to shave or try to clean up downstairs, it's like they don't respect you. They're like, I don't care. Like she's gonna go down there, whatever. I don't really care what she sees or tastes. You know what I mean?
No, wait, I would think the opposite because I would think they would want to because it's a reflection of them. Like I would be embarrassed if I was a guy to not have been. I would be like, oh, I need to.
No, that's what I mean. That means they don't respect the girl enough to care to clean it.
Do you? Okay, I'm confused on the respect part.
So like if a guy respects a girl, in my head, I'm thinking they're gonna clean up down there because they're like, I respect this girl. I want her to have a nice time. But if they don't respect her, they're like, why would I give two craps about what it looks like, what it tastes like? Like, I just want her to go down on me.
Okay,
Catch what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying. But now, don't you think too? Okay, so for a one night stand, I would see how if a guy hadn't shaven his
That's
balls,
different.
That would be okay.
Yeah.
But I would think if you liked the girl, you would shave down there because you would want her to go down again. Like you would want her to want to go down again and be like, that was a pleasant experience. But if you go down once and it's like hairy and it's like, or prickly even, then you're like, you're not going to want to go again. I would think the guy would be like, I'm so embarrassed.
So I was seeing a guy once upon a time ago, and I remember when I went down on him for the first time, I was a little shocked because he wasn't cleanly shaven. And at first I was like, it's the first time we've hooked up, whatever. But we saw each other for a while and the same situation kept occurring. And I'm like, does he just not respect me enough to clean himself up down there?
Or does he not know?
Or respect himself enough?
Okay, let me ask you this.
Okay.
One of my friends was saying, did you know you're supposed to announce when you're going to come?
Yeah.
Like, you're like, oh my God, I'm about to come. Okay. She then said, nobody ever told me that. Like, I was today's years old when somebody told me that. Like, my husband and I don't do that, she was saying. She was like, we don't like announce. I didn't even know that you were supposed to.
Oh.
I know. And then her brother was like talking to her. I know it's kind of weird. But so she was like, I never knew that. And then I'm like, do some of these guys and nobody just says anything to them and they never know you're supposed to like clean down there? Or is it like locker room eye to eye, every guy like knows you're supposed to shave?
So that's a very valid point. But I feel like shaving is such a talked about topic where everyone just knows. Maybe the balls is different. Maybe they're scared because they are very fragile.
I would think it would hurt to shave balls. I was thinking that the whole entire time. Does that not hurt to get the razor around it? You should nair them. You got to use nair, right?
I feel like that would burn them off.
I think it's,
It would literally shrivel them up like a raisin.
Wouldn't it nair? Nair would?
Nair.
No, nair would be the answer because you can't shave around
I feel like they're
things.
so sensitive.
I think they just use an electric razor for that part.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, you know, girls, like there's electric razors for girls. I would assume men would just use an electric razor on that. Like, I don't need it to be gone, but like, I don't want long pieces of hair in my mouth.
It needs to be cleaned up.
Yeah.
Like the grass needs to not have weeds in it. And it just needs to be shaved down enough to where you're like, that's landscaped.
Yes.
There's mulch. It looks beautiful. You tried. Water the garden.
I love a manscaped man.
Don't let the weeds come up. That's it. Okay, so it's just basic grooming. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so some people just don't do that.
Oh, yes.
Good Lord almighty. Have you ever,
Yes, I have.
gotten a hair stuck in your mouth?
Yeah.
Have you ever flossed with hair?
Yeah, I usually will put my hair out and floss.
Okay.
Do you?
No.
You
I floss, though.
I wouldn't let you do that with these.
These are fake, so I don't, you never know.
If you don't want to rip that out.
No.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, what's another topic? Oh, can we do the girl that mentioned?
Yeah. A girl at the meetup brought up a social media topic.
That was interesting. So she was like,
It hit home for me.
Be Real went off. And she was like, oh, I don't let my boyfriend be on Be Real. And we were like, why? And she was like, well, all these random girls were liking his Be Real. And I was like, you got to get off that app. I immediately thought to myself, if the girls are liking it, one, it doesn't mean he's reciprocating. Like, I don't think he should be punished for that. Number two, I don't know. I was like, he's going to do it anyways. Like, whatever he's doing, he's going to do it anyways. Like, you can't force him to be good. If he's got that mind, like, he's probably already wandering. Like, I don't know. I didn't like it.
Be Real's hard, though, because it's such a mutually exclusive app where you don't add random people. Like, if I add you, like, it's people that you are friends with. That's the concept of Be Real. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't just like add anybody and everyone.
Okay, so it's not the same. You're right. It's not the same as like random girls liking his Instagram post because they are added. They're his friends.
Yeah, like he has to accept them. Like, you have to accept people on Be Real. Right? No ands, ifs, or buts?
Yeah, you have to be friends.
Yeah.
Okay, this is where my mind goes next. Because the same girl likes Graham Bennett's Be Real every day. The same girl. I couldn't care less. I crack up. Like, it just doesn't even bother me, right?
But that's on a random girl to Graham.
Right. Right. Well, it is. Like, I don't think he has her phone number.
Okay, so are these random girls just like random girls or like actually girls that they've never even spoken to?
Well, and I think that's a good question.
Yeah.
But then I also wonder this. Because I have two choices when Graham tells me that the same person's liking his Be Real every day. Crack up, or I'm like, the fuck?
Yeah.
So it's like, for her that's dating, it's like, what's your role? What do you do? Because like her hands are tied. It's like, does she go ahead and be like, oh, or do you say get off the app? Like, I kind of like the choice that girls get.
Well, also too, I think it shows your guys' relationship. Like, you trust Graham. You know he's never going to do anything. But this girl, does she have some trust issues with her boyfriend? Because that happened to me. I had to actually get off of Be Real when I was seeing somebody because the same girl that we both knew, like she was friends with both of us, kept liking his Be Real every day, commenting on it, liking it. And it was driving me insane. But like, and I verbalized it to him and he didn't do anything wrong. He was just like, yeah, I don't know why she's liking it. It's getting out of control. It was weird. So I was like, I'm off the app because I can't stand to see this anymore. That was my decision.
Yeah, see, I think that's kind of cool. Like, if you, my thing is, if you make him get off,
He's going to find another way.
it's gonna just, it's like you oozed it out and it's just gonna go to a different spot. Like
Yeah.
the ooze is still coming. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Or you know what she could do? She could just reach out to the girl and be like, what's up? Like, if I would have done that if I could have in that situation, but I couldn't have for many reasons. But like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like, hey, me and Bobby are dating. Like, do you mind respecting that?
Yeah.
Like, what is she going to say? No.
Right. Well, she could be like, I mean, he texts me.
Then she knows.
Then she's got her info.
The more you know.
Yeah.
It's crazy how like 2 years ago we never would. It was like my boyfriend's getting random DMs from girls on Instagram. Snapchat was like 4 years ago. Now it's like Be Real's the problem. Like social media is always going to be the problem.
Absolutely. I mean, it's we're so much more connected now that it's like there's so much more room for error.
And that's why a man without social media is a man that I will love forever.
Quick pause to talk about our sponsor, Mamitas. No matter the season, no matter what you're celebrating, we love reaching for a Mamitas tequila seltzer. A very refreshing tequila seltzer you can enjoy anywhere, no shaker needed. They're so good. Mamitas comes in 7 delicious flavors: mango, pineapple, lime, and in the new cocktail pack, Paloma, spicy margarita, classic margarita, and tequila sunrise. I love the tequila sunrise. What's your favorite?
The lime or the margarita?
Ooh, love, okay. Made with real tequila and only 95 calories. You can find on drinkmamitas.com. And can I say, lime mamitas mixed with Pink Whitney, the Fizz Nasty, is a phenomenal beverage. So,
we drank that last night at the meetup.
yes, we totally
It
did.
was very good.
Go get your mamitas today at mamitas.com.
Woo!
Okay, so speaking of how you do anything is how you do everything, we were talking about how we love a guy that's just like, I'm going to go get you. I'm going to get you, girl.
Men, and I know men are gonna be like, "Hey, you want me?" Just listen for a second. Men,
Oh, boy.
sit down, okay, and listen to me. Men don't seek out women anymore, and we talked about that with Julio too. So he's a man, and he said it.
Yes, I think this though too. I think it takes the perfect storm of the right person, somebody you're actually interested in, because there is such thing as being like, pump the brakes.
Well,
like
yes.
he's coming on to me and it's like, you didn't read the room. If she's responding and matching your energy, guys, go above. Like, keep raising the bar. Be like, okay, she's liking this. We're responding, we're texting, we're DMing. Okay, do more.
Yeah.
Do more. Like, keep climbing. Like, she'll love it. And I feel like these days, guys aren't like, I'm going to go get her. I like her. I want her. She's mine. Attack. Like, you love it.
Yes, and it's like you said, read the room, read the energy. Obviously, if you do that and a girl's like, no, back off, because that can get creepy. But you're gonna know if the energy matches.
And if it's a match, like, swing for the fences. Like, I feel like you're having so much fun, kind of, you know, doing some texting. And it's like, that's cute. That's fun. Like, why not? Okay, it ends, whatever. You don't. And if it ends, you're not regretting anything.
There's nothing more attractive than a man who knows what he wants and a man who's confident and goes after what he wants. In a respectful way, of course. If the girl wants it back.
But if you're responding and he's getting like, yep, check, then keep raising the bar.
Yeah.
And like, how much fun? I feel like guys these days think too, like, it's not cool anymore to go like guns a-blazing for a girl.
I think it is.
And it's like, why not? Like, she wants to do that.
And also girls, like, if you have a man who's like pursuing you very noticeably, like, stop with the hard to get. Like, obviously don't give them everything all at once, but like, you don't need to be like, yeah, sure, maybe I'll see you if you're lucky. Like,
I'm texting him too much.
Yeah.
Like, just go get him.
like you're just, I have just realized lately, I just pretty much say whatever I want to guys now. Because I'm like, you know what? In the past, I've played it cool. I've played it not cool. I've always ended up in the same situation. Because at the end of the day, if somebody likes you, they like you.
And they will make that known. But you have to also, I do agree, it's nice of you to let them know back. Like, you don't play mind games, that he won't play mind games. And then the two of you have fun. And you discuss all these really fun things. And you're like giddy in your little puppy dog phase.
Also, not that everyone who listens to the podcast is our age, but like, if you're around our age or older, why are you playing games? Like, we don't need to play games anymore.
No, and I really think too, like even on the not playing games, maybe they're not intentionally like playing a mind game, but they're scared.
Yeah.
So they're holding back because they're afraid that they're gonna look stupid or they'll fail or she won't respond. But it's like if she's giving you the green light, like keep driving.
Yeah.
We don't need to hit yellows. Like we're good. Go, 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 and go faster.
I read an article on TikTok the other day where it was, you're going to regret it if you don't do it. You're going to regret it if you do it. So you might as well always just do it. It's so true.
It's so true. Okay, I'm reading this new book and it's Michael.
I'm like, I read an article on TikTok and she's like, I read this prestigious book by Jay Shetty. Sing like a monk.
Tim Glover. He's Michael Jordan's trainer.
Yes.
And it talks about how Michael viewed fear. And so if you think about Michael Jordan, you might think maybe he was like afraid of something at some point in his life. He never was. Like he never thought about the option to fail. He just thought about kicking everybody's ass he came into contact with. And he wanted to have fun doing it. Like he loved the process so much. It never even entered his mind, maybe I'll lose this game. He just went out every time and was like, I just know I'm going to kick everyone's ass. I might not win, but like my mentality is to do that.
Yeah.
And I thought how cool to not even to take into account the option of failure, but just take
Fully.
into account loving the process.
I love that. I was talking to a guy once and like our energy was so like good back and forth. Like it was very like pursuing each other hard and it was so fun. And then one day I got in my head too much and I started to back off and play hard to get. And I'm not kidding you, like this, it just failed. And we just stopped talking because the energy, like I got in my head. I was scared that I was being too hard to get, like playing too hard to get all these games. And it just like didn't work anymore.
So the book says when you start to think, don't think.
Yeah. I thought too much.
Yeah, like let your instincts go.
Yeah.
And it's like with boxing, they always say like, don't think about your next shot, let your hands go. And it's like with everything, most of the time, sorry not to do this to you, but did you also know so your brain never had a thought. So everything comes from your soul and it sends a signal to your brain, and then your brain's the one that computes it and makes it happen. So in your soul, you're like, I want to wear dunks and a sweatshirt.
Wait, why are you apologizing?
Well, because I am just taking us down this path really quickly.
Oh no, I love the soul thing.
Okay. So the soul tells the brain, and usually it's like a 3 to 5 second delay. And then the brain is like, all right, let's put this into action. She wants to wear XYZ, and then you wear it. Or like you want to express yourself in some way. So it's like practice like you play. So you're constantly like feeding your soul. So it tells your brain what to do and it starts operating on instinct. So it's like if somebody threw a ball at you and you catch it, it's like you knew that because your soul, like you're like an athletic person, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
So it's like with dating or with anything in life, if you stop thinking and just go off of your gut, then that will always lead you down the right path. But if you start to overthink things and start to do things outside of it, like if you start to second guess yourself, then you're not operating on how you really want. And like that's what starts to harm the law of attraction and like things coming your way.
Oh, I love that. Also, like when in life has thinking too much ever helped you?
Overthinking has never.
Never.
That's why on a test they say go with your first instinct.
Yes. And same when you're talking to someone, like if you have a text already scripted, don't delete it and rewrite it. Just unless it's like I hate text. But if it's like a nice flirty text, just send it. Like who cares? YOLO.
Isn't it cute though?
It's so fun when energy's matched. It's the worst, most awkward, uncomfortable thing in the world is when you're talking to someone and all of a sudden your energy stops matching and you're like, this is just weird now.
Oh my God. Like
You just feel like an idiot.
when you have an energy match, like give me a bigger adrenaline rush with a friend.
Yes.
With anything in life. And you're like, it's like having a good travel buddy.
Yes.
You're like, we are vibing. We're matching energy.
And maybe 2 episodes ago, you were talking about how you feel like there's strings attached to people.
Yes.
Like it's not every day you find someone you just vibe with. Because I believe what you said, but I think we only have strings attached to so many people in this world.
Mm-hmm.
So if you find somebody that you're vibing with, like why walk away from that?
And I really think when it comes to, because if you think, why would you walk away from it or why would you start to overthink? You think because you're afraid of something, probably looking stupid or them rejecting you.
Mm-hmm.
So the fear of being rejected. And it's like you're ending up with regret either way. Because if you operate off the fear, 1, you end up rejected. Okay, well then the worst happened. Or 2, you psyched yourself out and then it's your fault.
Yeah.
I would rather be rejected knowing I gave it my all than I would know it was my fault that it ended.
I will pick regret or rejection over regret any day of the week.
Absolutely.
And also, after you get rejected so many times, you just get numb to it.
It's like somebody was hating on us earlier and we were like, I can't even, like, I don't even feel it because it's like once you've been through what we've been through, it's like it just bounces off of us. We're like, eh.
Also, like, such fun memories and stories come from every situation, even if it is full regret. Like, it's something that you learn something from it.
Mm-hmm.
You have a fun story to maybe tell your friends, or it helped you grow in a specific way. Like, there's nothing in my life where I'm like, wow, I got rejected hardcore and I regret getting rejected, and I don't really know what I'm saying.
Well, okay, wait. Speaking
I started looking at the light and my ADHD got kicked in and I was like, huh.
Has somebody ever called you? Like, has somebody ever texted you and said, did you call? But like they had a missed call from you and you know that they called? Mm-hmm. Does it drive you insane or not? Like, did you call? Like, and like you're looking at the missed call.
So I have been that person who will text them like, did you call? But it's because I don't want to call them.
So you're wondering, can this be a text?
Yeah, it can be like a voicemail text.
Okay, I
Yeah.
get it. Like, instead of like, okay, like, hey, I saw you called. I'm not going to call you back. I'm just going to text you about it. Like, I
Yeah.
get what you're saying. Did you call?
You've been kind of becoming a caller lately with me.
I've been calling more.
You have been, and I've loved every minute of it.
I had to call you today to tell you the dog ate my throw up. I had to call you.
So I don't throw up a lot, but
Me either.
I have thrown up every time, 2 times only, I've been to Oklahoma.
You're 2 for 2.
2 for 2. The first time I blamed it on food poisoning. This time, can't blame it on that because it wasn't. It was the excessive
Shots.
having fun.
Too much fun.
But yeah, I threw up my brains last night.
So I woke up and also felt terrible and immediately thought to myself, I don't care how bad you feel today. It was so worth it. And it's not every day that I'll say I'll take the throw up. I mean, I threw up because I ate dairy, but like even having a hangover, I'm like, I will welcome this one.
It was so worth it. Like there's nothing better than, hangovers suck, but like when you have a blast the night before and you're like, that hangover was worth it.
Like that, I would have taken anything today.
Yeah, that was so fun.
So let's talk about the first time that you had your period and what that experience was like.
Isn't it crazy how I think almost every female can say this, that they remember the exact moment where they were, what happened when they got their period, even no matter the age?
I remember, like I was yesterday, I was in 8th grade and I went to the bathroom because I had to pee, pulled down the pants, looked down and thought, that's blood, and immediately called my mom. And
Were
she
you in
came,
school?
Yeah, she came to get me.
You weren't wearing white pants, were you?
No, I was wearing dark jeans and green underwear. And then she gave me a tampon to try to put in.
That early on?
And it was a cardboard tampon, mother. A medium cardboard tampon.
For your first time.
For
a
my first
tampon?
time.
Shit.
I couldn't get it in though. I wore pads for like a year because I couldn't figure out how to get the tampon in. But I remember trying to put it in. I remember being in the bathroom and thinking, okay, she was like, try to see if you can get it in there. Like if it feels natural, if you can do it. And I remember like putting the tip in and like, obviously I'd never like done anything with like a boy or anything. And I remember being like, and like the feeling of it was probably like an orgasm kind of like close to it. And I didn't know if anybody else had that moment. No, is that just me? I've never actually said that out loud.
Wait, that's so funny.
Was it cherry pop?
That's so funny because guys always ask that.
What?
Like, oh, does it feel good to put a tampon in?
It does now. It doesn't at
No.
all. But at the time, I remember being like, "Whoa, what is that?" Like I
Right,
had this
right.
like tingling sensation.
Did your cherry pop?
So I never had a cherry popping moment.
Oh, I did.
Well, it
I
probably,
don't full.
it probably
True.
happened. You just didn't realize it.
Yeah, it's true.
Your cherry has to pop, but like you probably put a tampon in and thought it was just period blood.
Oh, I probably did. Wait, so when your cherry pops, though, do you get like a sensation, or it's just a pop of a cherry that just makes you bleed, and then it's like done?
So what
I think
happened
it's
What happened to you,
hymen,
Alana?
right? When I got my first period, or when I popped my cherry.
When you popped your cherry.
It was the second time I had sex.
Oh, so what happened?
Just like when we were done, there was blood everywhere. Yeah.
Was he nice?
And yeah, it was my boyfriend at the time. And he, oh my God, it's so crazy when memories come back to you that you suppressed. We were in my basement, and he put his like bloody boxers in his backpack, and like his dad picked him up and he went home, or he rode his bike home, I don't remember. And his dad found the bloody boxers in his backpack like 3 days later.
Ew, why did you throw them away?
I don't know.
Did he know? Did the dad know what happened?
I don't think so, because as a dad, I was a freshman in high school. So as a dad, I don't think that's the first place your mind would go, right?
No, you would think like an accident or something happened.
I don't remember exactly what happened, but he was a really good liar too, so he probably played it off. But yeah, I was mortified.
Did you feel anything when your cherry popped?
No.
So I don't know. I think my cherry popped when I put a tampon in, because what happened is I put a tampon in and there was like an excessive amount of blood. And I was just like, maybe this is it. Because it never happened when I had sex. So that's my assumption of when it happened to me.
And I was putting tampons in way before I had like that. That would make sense if it was that. And I would think it could do it.
Yeah. I mean, I know for a fact you're not the only girl in this world who's felt a sensation putting a tampon in. I just don't remember ever feeling
so
that. But
funny.
I've always thought about that. Like,
love
why don't we feel something? Maybe it's because we don't have a connection. Maybe now we don't, because we connect like hands or like a penis to that or a toy. But when we're younger, we don't know what to connect it to.
Wait, can you feel the sensation of sex or like have an orgasm before you have a period? Or do you have to start your period in order to feel those things, like to be a woman?
I don't know. I don't even want to.
No, you can feel it before.
You can feel it before.
Yeah.
Okay. Does every girl have a cherry that gets popped?
I think so, but I think it could break from other things like riding a bike and stuff like that.
Oh my god,
Like,
that would be so
horseback
sad.
riding happens a lot.
It would be so scary if like your cherry pop. Does your cherry pop symbolize your period starting?
No, it's different. I got my period way before that. I got my period in 6th grade, I think.
And you randomly popped your cherry as
Yeah.
freshman in high school?
From having sex, yeah.
And a tampon never popped it? Huh.
I got my period in 7th grade, and I feel like it was like within the next year or two that I think that was when my cherry popped, just because like the excessive amount of blood. I was like, whoa, what's happening?
You know, guys, okay, well, one time I had a tampon and I was at a swimming party and I was like walking around and all the guys were talking about band camp. Do you guys know about band camp?
No.
Like the movie?
Yeah, well, band camp was their code word for a tampon string that a girl had.
Why? Do you
What
know?
the fuck?
I don't know. It took them like a month for one of them to tell me what they were talking about, the band camp. And it was a tampon string. It was like my group of friends' code word as like sophomores in high school. They were yelling band camp.
Were they talking about you?
Yeah, apparently, which I checked a million times. I don't think I had a tampon string hanging out. I think they were just having fun. I happened to actually be on my period. But I remember always being so mortified about the string.
God, I always like shoved it up my butt crack.
Yes. Oh, and then you just like,
Put a
punch her
suit
together.
on.
Yes.
Still to this day, I get nervous. I'm always like, we're
no, could you imagine? I don't even want to wear a skirt.
no.
Oh.
When I got my period, I was in 7th grade and I got it at home. And I remember I was so sick to my stomach and sad and embarrassed that I laid in bed for like a few days and my mom thought I was sick.
You didn't tell her?
I was so scared too.
Oh,
I know.
scared.
And then I didn't start wearing tampons until I think it was like 6 months later when we were going on vacation to the ocean. So I had to.
Had to figure it out.
But I didn't properly put them in probably for like a year, because you know how when you put a tampon in correctly, it just kind of like sits halfway in, halfway out?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
It was like that for so long. And I remember thinking, I was like, is this how tampons are supposed to be?
Oh,
and then
that hurt.
one day I finally put it in the right way and I was like, all right,
There it is.
we have a winner.
Yeah, now she's in there.
Now she is. But I remember thinking, I was like, this is so uncomfortable. How am I supposed to feel this for the rest of my life?
Oh my gosh, when there's a tampon half in and out, it's the worst.
Especially when you're sitting and then when you're in the water, it absorbs. So it like, you know what I mean? And then it starts to grow. And I was like, why am I changing my tampon every single time I have to go in the water? This isn't fun for me.
I got my period the morning of 6th grade send off, which was a pool party.
No.
Yeah, and I
No.
almost didn't go, but I went and I wore a pad.
No.
Yeah.
No, in your swimsuit?
Yeah, but I don't think I went in the pool.
Okay.
No way.
I can't really remember, but I remember like crying in my bathroom because I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
When you first got your periods, was it actual blood or was it just the brown stuff? Because in
I
movies
don't
they always show like
remember.
piles of blood, but mine wasn't like a bloody for like the first few times.
Oh no, mine was the brown stuff. I forgot about that. And I remember looking at the green underwear thinking, what on earth is wrong with me?
you remember the underwear color?
Yeah,
That's
the
so
underwear.
cute.
I remember I had True Religion jeans on dark. That's crazy. And then I had green underwear and I had jelly Melissa shoes on. And
Oh,
remember
I
being
love
like,
those.
oh,
You
yeah.
know how you get like discharge as a girl?
Yes.
Did you guys get that before your period ever?
I don't remember the discharge situation until like the last like 5 years.
I remember it started happening, and every single time it happened, I would like cry because I was like, oh my God, is this the moment I get my period? And I was so scared. And then I remember one time I was like, no, it's just like, it's not going to be. And I remember pulling my underwear down and my heart dropped.
Oh, when you pull your underwear and you're like, I've started. It's like, even still today, I'm like, oh, there it is.
Yeah, but it wasn't even. I don't remember it being bloody for a while.
No, yeah, mine wasn't either.
But yeah, that was. It's so heartbreaking.
It is heartbreaking. It's sad. Quick pause to talk about C4. Meet the C4 Smart Energy Drink, which these are empty because we drank them today.
They're so good.
They got us out of bed.
My favorite is the cherry berry lime flavor.
I like the mango one. Is that one or is that another one I drank?
No, this is strawberry guava. The mango peach is in the garbage because we drank it.
So good. We're hyped up on these. Okay, the Smart Energy is a drink designed to sharpen mental focus and elevate alertness from the makers of your favorite performance energy drink, C4 Energy. The new look and feel of C4 Smart Energy is now available in 6 new flavors. It's formulated to support focus and attention, and with natural energy derived from green coffee beans with 0 sugar, 0 artificial colors, and 0 artificial flavors. And can we just say the flavors are phenomenal? C4 Smart Energy is for when you want to bring more focus to the moments that matter. Whether you're trying to get unstuck before a meeting, kick off what's next in your career, just figure out the next move, or record a podcast like us. Get C4 Smart Energy at c4energy.com. Amazon and retailers nationwide is on your side. C4, stay focused. What else do you do besides throw up when you come to Oklahoma?
Throw up and get a spray tan.
What else are you 2 for 2 on?
No, after I threw up, I woke up and I don't know if you were out there, but Alana was, and I was like, thank God I got a spray tan because you can't see the paleness in my face from throwing up.
No, her spray tans they're next level.
Airbrush by Hannah is phenomenal. Her spray tan color is so beautiful. And then she puts on this like powder on you after so it doesn't get all over your clothes. And then she has this lotion that makes it last. Like, she's the best in the business.
She's taken spray tans and like refined it and was like, okay, this is my gig. I'm going to do it the best I can.
Yes, we love Hannah. Thank you.
In this.
And Pink Whitney and C4.
Okay, we're going to talk about ages.
Oh, I loved ages.
Okay, this is my thought. You know how when a girl wants an older guy, that's like a preference.
Yes.
But when an older guy wants a younger girl, people are like, that's creepy.
Yes.
Okay, what do you think about that? Do you believe that? Are you with that? Or are you like, no, that's not necessarily always true?
I mean, in a perfect world, it's never always the truth, but I am more on that side for sure. Like, if a guy is 50 and he's dating a 23-year-old, I'm like, whoa, wait, what? But if a 23-year-old is dating a 50-year-old, I'm like, she just wants stability and money.
No, that was actually crazy that you did that because it was the same scenario. Okay, so take the couple. He likes...
Wait, really?
Yeah, like...
Oh.
I never thought about it that way. Mm-hmm. Like, just look at it from both points of view, same person. So 50, 23. Okay, he's creepy because he went down that far, but she chose it.
I would think she's smart. I'm like, she wants stability, money, like a future, and she just kind of doesn't want to deal with the bullshit.
So it's not creepy of her at all to like the older guy.
I mean, it's weird, but not creepy.
See, I don't like the word creepy in this scenario at all because neither one of them like... I'm not creeped out.
Perverted, I almost think. I don't like that word.
I know. It's the word. So I saw a video of it, and it's the word he used.
Okay.
So I'm repeating a video. I don't think creepy applies in any scenario.
But I would never be like, she's creepy. But the words creepy would come out of my mouth for him. If someone quick told me that, like they were like, 50-year-old is dating a 23-year-old, I'd be like, ew, that's creepy. But if someone was like, this 23-year-old girl is dating this 50-year-old, I'd be like, oh, okay.
Do you think it's the antics though? Do you think it's the whole youngest? Okay, have you ever heard youngest children love to date oldest children because we like to be taken care of, and then the guys know how to take care of you if they're oldest children?
So like, since I'm the youngest child, I would pick like an oldest child of siblings.
Yes, or I think you can replace oldest child with older man, somebody that will like take care of you, do things for you because you're the youngest child, so you've got youngest child syndrome.
Yeah, because people always took care of us.
So, and then the oldest loves, or an oldest or an older man loves to like assert dominance almost and like take care of someone littler, younger, more not teach them things.
It's so strange how our childhood literally shapes what we do in the future. In so many ways. Like being a young child is like almost putting into like an idea in our head what we're looking for in a future partner.
Well, and it's also so crazy too. Like if you grew up around hockey, you're gonna want to be a hockey player. Like I didn't even know NASCAR existed because I was never around it. So
Yeah.
it's like whatever you're watching with your parents or whatever you see, it's like throw what you know, and it's so crazy.
Or if like something was neglected in your parents' relationship, you strive for that.
Yes.
It's so strange how your childhood, like every single action we do somehow will probably stem from something that happened in childhood.
Oh, fully.
It's crazy.
Well, going back, why do you think that it's creepy for the guy? I feel like that's what people don't understand.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like,
I feel like it's in my mind, and this is based off my like experiences. I feel like it's almost like being taken advantage of. I feel like the guy's taking advantage of the girl because she's like her innocence. Maybe he's narcissistic, and narcissistic men like younger women because they like to take control and like to be in control. So that's why I get creepy.
So I don't get creepy from it. I also think he just thinks she's hot. I just think he just thinks she's hot, and a little part of me thinks she keeps him young. I feel like most of the time it's a guy that has some kind of attachment to youth or something, and in that regard, like I'm for it. Like I don't mind a big age gap because I'm like, how fun.
So I don't mind a big age gap either, but what I'm realizing now is yes, it might be so fun to date somebody who's 45, but like in 20 years, where's that going to, when you're 45, do you want to date a 65-year-old? And when you're 55, do you want to date a 75-year-old?
Well, my mom always said you don't want to have your baby and your husband in diapers at the same time.
No, literally though.
And it's true. Like that, so that there is a span where it's really fun.
Yeah.
And then there's a span where it expires. And I don't think people do think about that a lot.
Well, like I always wanted an older man, but I've been thinking about that a lot recently. Someone I know, she married, I think she was 30 and he was 50. So that's what, 20 years? And now he's like 80 and she's 60, and like their life has changed so much. And I'm like, I never want that. Like I actually prefer someone around my age because like, I want to like grow old with that person together in a very similar way.
Absolutely. And be able to experience things and not have to have the pressures of even going out.
Yeah.
It's like, can we both go out the same? Or like, is it now weird if you're with my friends? Like I have always thought it would be odd if there was like a group of 5 girls and everyone was with a guy that was within 5 to 10 years of their age. And then one had a guy that was like 55. You know, and like we're in our 20s. It's like that is kind of he can't jive with the guys. Like it's not really conducive to everyday life.
and also it's like, if we were 20, someone was dating a 29-year-old, 30-year-old, you would have been like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But now that we're like late 20s, if one of your guy friends started dating a 21-year-old, wouldn't you be like, that's so fucking weird of you?
I'd be like, that's inappropriate.
And also it's like, it's because like you can't relate to people your age because you're like weird a little bit.
well, it's like,
You know what I mean? That's how I see it.
I agree. It's like, has that guy not grown up? Does he want to date a 21-year-old to fulfill like this like younger 20s feeling still? Or does he want to feel young?
Which I think that's less weird than, I don't know. Do you know what I mean? I feel like the guys that like, that always date younger girls are weird with girls that like your age, like in their age group. You're like,
Okay.
it makes sense because they are always like the weird one that like couldn't get girls their own age.
Maybe they're emotionally immature
Yeah.
too, so they
Yeah.
match better with somebody younger. So I think in your 20s, that's true. I think in your 20s, if an older 20s is dating a younger 20s and he never dates somebody his age, maybe it is like an emotional thing. But I think if it's an older guy, like if we're talking 40s, 50s, 60s, dating a younger girl, then that's where I think he, one, thinks she's hot, wants to stay young, likes the feeling of it, wants to pay for her, like wants to be needed. Like I feel like it's different.
Like I
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
am so turned off by
Yeah.
young age.
Yeah.
Like I don't care how hot a person is. Like if they were 3 to 4 years younger than me, I could never date them. I just couldn't do it.
Okay, that to me would be situational. If he was the oldest child or had some level of like dominance or something, I could do it.
But do you want to know why I can't?
Why?
Because when I was younger, I regret dating someone for so long that I never want to take that away from somebody. So it's a Jordan problem. Like,
oh yeah, that's so niche to you.
yeah. Like I felt like my low 20s were taken away from me being in a relationship, so I would never want to do that to them, even though it maybe wouldn't happen. I'm just assuming that their experiences will be mine.
Right. That's funny. So I always thought in college, because I had a long distance boyfriend in college for 3 years. And I always thought, because it was Graham. And I was
like, what?
no, and I look back on it, and maybe it's because I married him, but I always look back on it and I'm like, did you not have the same college experience? I'm like, no, I think I had a better one because I was the wingman for everybody. I went out every single night. Now I think it would be different if I had a boyfriend the whole time I was in college and he went to OU.
See, mine went to my college.
That's where it would be hard because you're always with them.
Mm-hmm.
But
I didn't make my own friends. Yeah.
you were with him and I was on my own more.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so interesting.
Yeah, I was in a long distance relationship, but we broke up. I don't regret doing it.
Yeah, I don't regret it. I just like now think back and I'm like, I just don't want to take
Yeah.
someone's younger, low 20s from them.
It was odd. The only time, so I'm good with an age gap of any like 30 years even. I'm good with it. It was odd in college when a girl was dating a guy older in college. That's when it was weird. If
Oh
he
my God, it's so weird.
had to drive to the campus to take her on a date, or if she brought him to a date party, that's the only time I thought it was odd.
Or if you're in high school and someone is taking someone out of high school to prom, that was weird.
Or if you're in high school dating a college boy. I remember my mom
that's
told
so
me
weird.
my boyfriend was in the grade above me. When I was a senior, she said, you're not even going to understand this. He's the best. You have to break up with him. Like, you can't date the guy in college. You can't do that to him. Like, he can't go to college with the girlfriend. You have to let him have that.
Yeah.
If it's meant, and it was the best advice ever. Like, you got to let the guy go to college.
I remember I was dating a guy my senior year, and I thought so much of him, like he was the best ever. And it didn't matter how much I liked him. I knew in my mind in August we were going to break up. It didn't matter if I was head over heels for him. And it's the best decision in the world. Like, if I could give advice to anyone, it'd be go to college single.
You have to go to college
have
single
to.
because, and it feels hard at the time, but if you don't go to college single, half of your mind is divided and you're about to be such a small fish in a big pond. And it's like, you just have to trust. Like, at the time I wanted to keep dating him and everyone was like, it's not like you can't.
Yeah.
And you can't do that to them. If you're younger, you have to let them go. It's hard.
It is.
Heartbreak is hard. I remember having my first heartbreak thinking I can't live till tomorrow.
It's like your first period. You always remember it.
I'll never forget sitting in the back of my parents' car, bawling my eyes out, and my mom almost laughing, being like, you are going to look back on this. Like, right now you think your life is over. You are going to look back on this and crack up.
Well, it's even crazy thinking about heartbreaks you have to this day, like the one we talked about on the podcast. When that happened, I thought my life was over. Now thinking back, I'm like, bro, what? Like, Jordan, pick yourself up. It doesn't matter how old you are. Like, when you get over that heartbreak, you just remember looking back being like, how? Why? It's almost comical.
I know, but man, a heartbreak is harder. I think about my first heartbreak and then I think about like a mean article that's been, and I'm like, you give me that heartbreak every time give me the mean article every time because that heartbreak, like having somebody break your heart I can't think of another feeling like it.
Yeah, I guess it depends on the heartbreak. Like, are they breaking your heart? Are you breaking it for specific reasons, like this or that?
Yeah, and then you start to convince yourself that they're the one, and then they're not, and it's bad and spirals. Yeah.
I would never wish heartbreak on my worst enemy.
No, it's the worst. It's the worst feeling.
Yeah.
Quick pause to talk about Shady Rays. Do you love aviators? Yes. But hate how they always get tangled in your hair? Yes.
Especially when you have like a cute bun in your hair and then you take them down and it rips the front off.
And you work so hard on it?
Yes.
Yes, that's actually so true.
Pisses me off.
Shady Rays has these super cute new tangle-free aviators, and it's seriously pretty amazing. That is amazing. You can get the classic aviators look without the messy hair because of their custom patent-pending nose piece that's designed to specifically avoid tangling. Love it. We can really actually tell the difference because we've tried these on before and you were wearing a ponytail and it's unbelievable. You can have the same classic aviator and be able to pull them off your head with no problem. Shady Rays tangle-free aviators are one of the hottest sunglasses right now, and they have already sold out multiple times. They're back in stock now, including the Calamisa Rose Gold frame, our favorite styles right now, blackout and black gold. Plus, Shady Rays offers the most insane protection of all the eyewear. Every pair of sunglasses is is backed by lost and broken replacements.
They've been drinking too much Pink Whitney.
Head to shadyrays.com/tangle-free with code MEANGIRL for 30% off their best-selling tangle-free aviator and much more. Say before they sell out and try for yourself. Their shades rated top 5 stars by over 250,000 people. Wow.
My mom tried to buy Shady Rays and they were sold out, so she is waiting for them to restock the small size.
Tell her they're in.
Shady Rays.
Shady Rays.
We're gonna quick pause for me to pee my pants.
Quick pause for a pee.
Quick pause for. I don't think we've ever had a pee break.
Instead of a listener question this week, we have a submitted question from someone from the meet and greet. Me and my boyfriend are visiting his parents for the first time. He wants us to stay at their house. Am I wrong for wanting to stay in a hotel?
Like, that's so interesting because it's like, it's going to be very situational based off where you grew up. Like, what would you do?
Okay. For the first time you're meeting them, I think it is totally okay to want your own space and to say I'm staying in the hotel. The only way I'm not staying in a hotel is if they have a guest bedroom for me, because you're also dealing with sleeping in the same bed with him in front of them. And it's like, that to me is too awkward. Like, I think I'm staying in the hotel every single time. I'm paying for it myself and I'm staying in it, and they don't need to know if it's 1 or 2 rooms or what it is. And he's staying with me.
Same. I've never dated someone whose parents don't live in the same state as me, but I have a feeling that will be my future because in New York City, like, no one you date is born and raised in New York City. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That if that happens, I will be in a hotel because, one, I don't need my future mother-in-law to know that I take 2 hours to get ready, or that I wear this to bed, or I do this or that. Like, it's just so intimate right away, where it's almost like dating someone for the first time. They don't need to see the nitty-gritty of who you are as a person yet.
Well, it's too much at once.
Yeah.
It's like when Graham and I moved to California, everyone said, why did you live alone? And I said, it's too much change at one time. So you don't move states and live together because it's too much to take in. So you don't meet the parents for the first time and then stay with them.
Yeah.
And obviously he doesn't live in the same city as them, because if he did, he would have his own house and you would stay there.
Exactly.
So nobody's on home turf but them, and you get your own turf where, like, you're comfortable.
I think
So
it's
then you
his
can be your best
childhood
self.
home. It's
But-
his childhood home.
But you see what I'm saying? Like, he obviously doesn't live in the same city.
Oh, yeah.
So, like,
he's visiting home, I guess.
yeah, and so it's just like too much.
Yeah.
So
I
you
would want to stay there. I would be like offended if not.
You would want to stay there?
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I need to jump into the family dynamic.
But do you think it's because you're Jersey?
Mate, what is that? Like, what do you think that means, though?
I feel like people in like Jersey, I think, are so like family oriented.
Yeah.
And also, like, I don't know about you guys, but like, my dad growing up always told me it doesn't matter how old I am. If I'm not engaged or married, I can't share a bed with a guy when I bring them home.
My parents had the same thing.
Mike was we were only allowed to sleep together when we moved in together.
Okay.
Because like my parents just lost control at that point. But before that, like when he would come to my beach house and stuff, or come to like New Jersey, he would stay in a different room.
Okay. Because like one of my good friends, her parents have always let her and her boyfriend share. Like, even growing up, like, they could sleep over. So her response would be like, obviously we're going to stay at the parents' house, because like she was just so used to being so comfortable. With me, I'm like, don't touch me around your parents. Don't hug me. Like, I don't want my husband to even like kiss me around my parents.
That is so funny to me because I just feel so opposite to that.
My parents didn't see me kiss Graham until our wedding day.
Yeah, I don't
Really?
know.
And my dad was like, I never knew. There it is. And I was like, yeah. I'll know that my kids are sleeping with their spouses, significant others, but when they come home to my house, it's going to be the same thing, because it's just some level of like, I'm not your best friend, I'm your mom.
Exactly.
And I just need that.
So at what point would you let them sleep together? When they're engaged?
Yeah, when Graham and I were engaged. So like when we went on family trips, my parents would book 2 hotel rooms, and my dad would be like, I don't know what happens, but you have 2 keys. Like that's your room and that's his room.
But what about his family?
They were less. They were more like, I got you 1 room.
Yeah, because I feel like guys' like the parents of the son is different.
Yeah,
Right?
Raising
Like
a guy and a girl. So
yeah. Like in high school, I would just sleep in my boyfriend's at the time's bed like all the time.
That's crazy.
I know. But if he came to my house, like we weren't even allowed upstairs alone.
No, same. We were never allowed upstairs alone unless we were in the common area, but never in the room and never with the door shut.
Yeah.
And I'll do the same to my kids.
I remember
Oh,
in
I think that's
college,
fair.
my boyfriend and I have 5 years. We would stay at his mom's house because my parents and him lived in different towns in Minnesota. Yeah, and she wouldn't even like us downstairs alone together.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Downstairs.
Like, well, his bedroom was downstairs.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I was like
Like in the
whoa.
basement?
Oh,
Yeah.
you mean down?
Yeah, like
not
da-
first floor.
No,
I was
like
the living room?
basement. She'd be like, come on, guys, you really need to hang out there all day. And I was like, this is so weird. But like thinking back, I would be the same way.
No,
Like,
same.
Like, I got my eyes on you too.
Also, okay, I think about this all the time. The first poop in a hotel room with the boy. I think that is like, I was thinking about that the other day, and I'm like, when do you do the poop with the boy in the hotel room? Like, that is, it makes like, what do you do? How do you do it?
Whenever like people joke around about being there with me and they're like, oh, it must be so fun to be single, blah, blah. I'm like, you know how awkward and how annoying it is to reset the bound, like that, like the first fart, the first poop, the first time they see you without, like, all this stuff. It gets exhausting.
You have to go. I would go to the communal area of the hotel and like get a coffee by myself and like poop.
Yes.
I don't want to know that it's coming. Why is pooping?
And then you come back with no coffee.
I have no coffee.
He's like, where's the coffee? You're like, oh, I dropped it. I forgot.
Or like when they're showering, you run down to the lobby.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then you're together for 5 days and they're like, it's so odd. I never saw her poop.
No, literally.
You have to rip the Band-Aid off, I think, and just be like, when do you get over it? I think you have to make a joke about it. Like, I don't know. I don't remember.
Well, I think it also depends too. Like sometimes you date guys who are like, just go poop, I don't care. But sometimes you date people who don't say anything and it's awkward.
It's so awkward.
Yeah, do you and Graham like talk about that?
I will poop with the door open with him standing there talking to me. I still have.
Oh my God, will you really?
100%. Still
Plop?
till this day. I would. What?
Plop?
Yeah, fully. Still till this day, I have not smelled one of his farts. Still till this day, and I couldn't tell you what his poop smells like. Like, he will not.
How does he hold his farts in?
I don't know. I'm like, I have never once.
Especially with the healthy food you guys eat.
Never one time.
I think I figured out what Mike does.
What does he do?
Wait, he's never pooped in front of you?
Yeah, I know don't like that kind of like humor.
I
Like
respect that.
I don't think that's like funny. Like
I
we
don't think it's
never
funny.
like I just like don't like that. And I don't think he does either. Every morning he takes a shower and like is in there for like 40 minutes and like I know that that's when he goes because I know that he doesn't actually go in the shower for like 20 minutes after he locks the door.
That's the oldest trick in the book.
It-
I do
yeah.
that with my roommate.
Yeah.
Like
the
she's
shower's
home,
good.
I turn the shower on.
Yeah. But luckily we have 2 bathrooms now, so that's good.
The showers. I forgot about the shower trick.
Yeah. Classic.
That's smart. Even when you're sharing a hotel room with like girlfriends or something. But I think you just have to be like, I have to go. I did it to you earlier today.
Yeah.
I got to go to the bathroom and it's not pee. Out.
Yeah.
And then I was like, get out.
I like to take my time. Like I just like to sit there and like enjoy my life. And my friends know that. And I'll be like, I'll see you in 30 minutes.
Yes, let me have this time to myself.
And they know what that means.
I know.
See ya.
No,
See
literally.
ya.
And my roommate probably has caught on too, because I'm in the bathroom all the time.
Okay, wait, cute. not that wasn't cute, but cute episode.
That was really cute. Your poops are really cute.
Quick pause to talk about Stamps.com. Stamps.com gets it because for the last 25 years, they've been helping businesses like yours save time and money. So you can focus on your business knowing Stamps.com has all your postage needs covered with premium discounts and great rates. With Stamps.com, all you need is a computer and a printer. They even send you a free scale so you have everything you need to get started. If you need a package pickup, you can easily schedule it through your Stamps.com dashboard. That is so nice because people are shopping online more than ever now, so that's like the best thing ever. And if you sell products online, Stamps.com seamlessly connects you with every major marketplace and shopping cart. For 25 years, Stamps.com has been indispensable for over 1 million businesses. Set up your business for success when you get started with Stamps.com today. Sign up with promo code GIRL, G-I-R-L, for a special offer that includes a 4-week trial, plus free postage and a free digital scale. No long-term commitments or contracts. Just go to Stamps.com, click the microphone at the top of the page, and enter code GIRL, GIRL. Now we're going to go eat pizza.
But first, before we do that, AB, do what you do best.
Like, comment, subscribe. Follow us on Mean Girl Pod, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, TikTok, and leave us a 5-star review.
Can you guys let us know why you prefer listening versus watching? Like, is it, like, I was just always curious about that.
And do that on a Monday through Wednesday, because I'm not going to read it. Let us know on the Instagram on a Monday through a Wednesday.
Those are my days, so I'll read it and I'll take notes.
I don't give a fuck. I'm just kidding.
Love you guys. Bye.